Hi there and welcome back. So late last night I was looking at the news and I was very shocked, surprised and saddened to see that the former One Direction star Liam Payne had died in a hotel in Argentina. Liam shot to fame as one-fifth of the boy band One Direction. One Direction were obviously from the British X Factor and they went on to huge global success, selling millions of records, touring worldwide in many countries and garnering a fan base that was absolutely massive. I didn't know whether I was going to make a video about this because a lot of people will, and a lot of it will be focused on the circumstances of his death, and a lot of it will be raking through the coals of his very candid and open admissions about his past, about his drug and alcohol issues, his mental health struggles, his struggles with relationships, etc, etc. These are things that I do not personally want to dwell on. I just wanted to kind of acknowledge that, again, we seem to have lost somebody from the showbiz world far too early. 31 really is no age at all. He had achieved so much success at a very early age, and people forget that this was a young lad that auditioned for the X Factor at 14. He then came back at 16 and went on to secure a spot in the boy band One Direction, and then the story is well known from that point. When Zayn Malik left in 2015, each member then went on to have a solo career with varying degrees of success. Obviously, most boy bands are manufactured to a certain degree, but each member of One Direction had multiple songwriting credits across most of their albums, Liam Payne being no exception. He co-wrote several of their biggest tunes. Across the last decade and a half, we've had some very surprising and tragic deaths in the world of celebrity, particularly music, but a great deal of those deaths have come at a much older age. Again, 31 being supremely young and someone having so much success at such an early age, and obviously the pressure that was put upon them. And the other thing that people need to remember is that this is a person that had a family. He had a son who I believe is around about 7 or 8 years old. And that's the real tragedy here. Everybody will rake over the coals of his life and what he said and what he did. But we do need to acknowledge that this is a son that will no longer have a father. And that is the worst part for me, having a child myself. And I do hope that whatever the circumstances, that this turns out to be a tragic accident that may well not provide too much comfort, but maybe a small crumb of comfort to his friends, family and loved ones. And I really hope that it isn't what people have immediately jumped to conclusions and thought this is, given his past history. Liam will be fondly remembered by his fans for bringing joy into their lives over that what was only a very short period of 4 to 5 years of One Direction, and with his solo records later on. My condolences go out to his fans, his friends, and his family and loved ones. And this is just a quick reminder, if you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, which in some cases some people do not have friends or family, then please call someone. In the UK, the Samaritans is a good start. In other territories, there will be specialist helplines that you could call if you are feeling vulnerable, if you are feeling down, depressed, and you just need somebody to be there. I urge anybody who is struggling with their mental health to try to talk to somebody, anybody, and to try to get some help. So that was it for me, just a very quick one, just to comment on the sad passing of Liam Payne, age 31. That's all I have for you. I'll see you in the next one.